Okay, let's continue on with punishment. Usually corporations, when you fail to do something or fail not to do something, they give you a letter, and they write a letter, a kind of like a contract. And when they write a letter saying that you did this and this and this, they'll make you sign this letter saying that you did this because it prevents you from suing them when you sign that letter that they give you. It's called reprimand, letter of reprimand. That's what I call it. Even Army has it too, letter of reprimand. They got Article 15 in the Army, but it's the same thing for corporations. And it's yeah, I've been written up a couple of times, in my whole life that I work. When I got fired, I had to sign things, so to prevent me from suing them, you know. So yeah, corporations do not like to be sued, so they always find something to back themselves up all the time, especially when your employees go out of hand, or your employees, they make you sign. They force you to sign a contract, you know. And usually, when you sign something, it'll go on your records. Especially when you drive trucks, it always goes on your records. If like for me being over my logs, it's going on my DAC. We call it DAC. So, and it's you know, but it's not a big deal actually. It's not going on my DAC at all. I don't think so. But it's like, yeah, I'll get written up. They'll give me a piece of paper, and they'll warn me saying you got two more chances left, or I have three strikes, you're out. But you have been warned. You know, yeah, that's the way it usually works in these corporations. They like this. If a driver breaks the rules, breaks the policy, they get fired, or they get laid off. Or you know, it's like, yeah, or no jobs will hire them. Usually, when you get fired, another business is gonna ask the question, why did you get fired? You know, so why should we hire you if you got fired from this other job? So that's another negative right there. If you think about it, when you work from one job and you got fired from another job, they're gonna ask the question, why did you get fired? So chances of getting a job, you know, might not be good for you if you got fired. My friend Randy, he was he had this one thing on his fucking driver's license. His driver's license. He had one for driving. I don't know, driving crazy or something, and he had to wait 3 years before a trucking company could hire him. He had to wait before that wipes out. After 3 years, it wipes off his license. So he was out of the job for three. No trucking company would hire him because he was out of the job for 3 years. Because it's one driving thing he did on his record, on his driving record. You talk about, you talk about, you talk about negativity. You know, my friend had been working for 3 fucking years, so he had to collect unemployment because one thing was on his driver's license. He worked. I mean, he worked as a Domino's pizza delivery. That's what he did. I mean, he did Domino's pizza delivery for a while, and then he had to be retrained. Talk about a racket. Talk about a racket in trucking industry. And in the DMV area too, it's nothing but a racket. It's like everything is always a racket. You always got to pay something. To be retrained. I bet it costs you $1,500 to be retrained. Even though he has 20 years experience of driving a truck, Excuse me. He has 20 years driving a truck, and he had to be retrained, you know? Yeah, that's why I say everything, the corporation is nothing but a racket, you know? That's what it is. You know, you gotta buy your car. You know, you gotta get the insurance. Then you gotta register your car. You got the government, and you got the corporations, you know? That you gotta buy. It's like everything is nothing but a racket. Somebody's always gonna suck your fucking blood. I mean, your money. You know, somebody's always gonna suck your fucking money, and then they'll suck you dry. They don't give a fuck. You know, these people do not give a fuck. They want to take you for every penny you have. They don't. They lie about saving money. You know, they lie about everything. You know, corporations are the biggest liars of them all on this fucking planet. Corporations are the biggest liars. You know, to be straight out blunt. You know, if you're not honest with them, you're fired. If they're not, and the one thing is weird, they're not honest with you either. Corporations not even honest with you, and they're telling you to be honest. You gotta tell them, you know, you gotta say fuck them. You know? They will push you. That's the way it works. And when they push you, and then they realize they fucked up, and then they're gonna blame it on you. They always do that. In the trucking industry, drivers always get blamed, you know? It's always the driver's fault. That's the way it always worked. Because they're always watching their back, and you have to sign shit so they don't get fucked, you know? So the drivers don't fuck them before they get fucked, you know? That's the way the trucking industry works. Okay, have a nice day.